When it comes to getting more kills on Rebirth Island, the most important thing to understand is that it is the fastest resurgence map that we play on. So when it comes to your playstyle and your gameplay strategy, a lot of you tend to struggle with the pacing dynamic of it. When to play aggressive versus when to play strategic, when to play your positioning. So today, we're going to be breaking down a 34 kill solo quads win that I had, really focusing on how I balanced the two throughout. Now, first things first, it's important to note that where you are fighting at the moment is going to impact your playstyle and how aggressive or strategic you are. Fighting at control is very different than fighting in living quarters, which is also very different than fighting in stronghold here. You know, landing at control, I know there's probably multiple teams, so it's all close quarters fights. I'm going to have to play more aggressive. I'm going to have to play a little bit faster. Let's go ahead. We're going to open up this loot cache. We grab the FJX and we catch this enemy pushing down right here. Now, this is the first thing that I do want to talk about. Number one is going to be kind of the minimap after a kill. Just 3 things that we always pay attention to. How many enemies are alive? So we see these 2 enemies, but more importantly, we also notice all this fighting over this way. Where are they in relation to you? What level are they on? But most importantly, where are they moving to? I want you to watch this enemy. I want you to watch where this enemy is moving to. I could not think of a better example here. At this moment, he's still above me. The arrow's still above, but he's clearly not on top of control anymore on the minimap here. So I know that he jumped down. I'm not going to try to break his camera. I'm just going to bait him into pushing me, play a little bit of positioning. Pretty easy kill right there. Now, the second thing, and this is the number one mistake a lot of you make. This is why you struggle pacing-wise. This is why you get stacked on by full teams, is that you notice the information, but you don't do anything with it. Throughout this, the biggest thing we're going to pay attention to is how I always work my way towards my next fight. Right here, we're already working our way up top. Grab the HRM9 along the way, so I have double SMG. We're able to easily get this kill right here. Now I'm able to get the down and thirst, but I know there's still more enemies around here somewhere. I've got a Superi, so I feel great right now. Good mobility, good strafe speed, easy to use, good TTK. We're going to back off here from getting caught off guard, and we're going to get caught off guard right here. Now in this moment, I'm not going to challenge this. I'm not ready to fight this guy. My crosshairs aren't out. I'm caught in a sprint. He's aiming at me. I'm just going to finesse here, break the line of sight, and anticipate him chasing. Okay? Now, the moment he doesn't chase me, really good play by the way, for him not to chase. I think a lot of you guys chase this, and I end up killing you right here. But really good play by him not to chase. I'm working my way towards my next fight. My thought process is to go up the stairs here and then work my way across here, at which point I can start to re-engage. Before I can even get there, I hear an enemy back behind me. So I'm going to go ahead and challenge this guy right here. Real quick, by the way, as we're getting into this, 65% of the people that watch my videos over the past week were not subscribed. So if you are looking to get better at Rebirth Island, want to get more kills, take a second, make sure you are subscribed down below, and look at this enemy right here, okay? Watch where this enemy right here is moving to. You can clearly see that he is pushing down the stairs. So I just kind of play a little bit of positioning here as I reload. I take some cover, I re-peek it, very easy kill. Look at the minimap, one to my right side. Okay, so what do? We reload, always working my way towards my next fight. Now, that guy was dead. That guy was down. But it's the thought of, hey, I'm going to go ahead and work that direction. Bunch of people still around me. People on boat, people above. This guy pushing in. Literally cannot hit a shot to save my life at the moment. But thankfully, somebody else gets him down. Now, this is a big one right here when it comes to your pacing, your playstyle, your gameplay strategy. Is even if we don't get the down, guys, if we get the thirst, I steal this information right here, right? Which is so important because that's going to help me with that decision making. One of the biggest things that we're going to pay attention to is the information dynamic throughout. Yep, we've strafed behind cover there. Let's go ahead and replate. And I'm actually going to slow down here for a second and give myself a pretty big advantage in this moment, which is going to be the perk package. I love this perk package right here, guys. We get double time for the increased, tack sprint speed, allows us to finesse. We get sleight of hand to reload quicker and swap weapons quicker. We get flex perk, which basically helps us with footstep audio, but also delays like prox mines, cluster mines, things like that. This enemy's right here. Let's go ahead and just keep the pressure on. And by the way, one of the biggest things is trusting your ability to finesse. One down below, one up above. So I know that these guys are probably going to pinch me or try to at least. So I got to be really careful as I push in. And we'll talk about this more throughout, guys, but I think one area a lot of you struggle is not trusting your ability to finesse. Multiple enemies above, but I hear one down below. Okay? And listen for the door. Listen for the door. The door is clearly down below there, so I know that this enemy's here. That's a pretty easy kill that we can get. Now, what do? We immediately work our way back up. One quick thing I will mention here in control, quick little tidbit, is I do not like I do not like approaching the opposite side, this long side. I don't like approaching this side from this door that's up top here because it's very dark. There's a lot of different corners that they can challenge from. So I really always try to push up this way. This one's a little bit tougher as well because you do have to kind of center your crosshairs and be ready for a guy that's sitting right in this corner here. But ultimately, I think this is a much better way to challenge because everything's in front of me, right? At this moment, and this is a big thing when it comes to positioning, is keeping everything in front of you. This is like positioning in close quarters. This is slowing our pace down to try to get a knock, at which point we can figure out how to finesse and what we want to do next. But, you know, maybe there's an enemy here, maybe there's an enemy here, maybe I catch an enemy this way. But either way, if I do get shot, I can easily break this line of sight. So I love approaching from this direction. I think it's a much better way to approach from, and you can kind of see where I'm kind of playing angles here, trying to figure out, just playing a little bit of positioning at the moment. Once again, pay attention to the positioning right here. This is where we can be strategic and still play aggressive, right? So notice that, like, I don't fly around this corner. You know, I don't run out here in attack sprint. Like, I know that there's people up top here. I don't actually know that he's there, but I know people are up here. So I still put myself in a spot where I can break that line of sight. Now, this guy did a really good job right here. I didn't think he was going to be able to get through the bunker buster, but he did. He actually had a gas mask on. So it is what it is, guys. We die. I show my deaths here. We go 34-3 this game, okay? Full transparency, we go 34-3. If you want to click away because I die one time and I'm going to drop an 11-something KD, then, hey, that's totally up to you. But ultimately, guys, we got a lot more value coming to you over the next few minutes here. Let's go back, drop into Nova 6. I'm thinking about a really, really quick regain at the moment. Gotta get a regain, get a little bit lucky there with the loadout crate, but I end up hearing one enemy over this way. Watch us center up the stairs. Boom, we're gonna put the pressure on. Down. I take the thirst to get the information. What do you notice? One enemy above. So what are we gonna do in this situation, right? What's your thought process? There's two things. Number one, hey, let's quick loot here, but I'm already working my way up top. I grab my perk pack, or I grab his perk package because it's better than what I had, which is nothing. But I'm already thinking about working my way up top again. Ugly gunfight. But hey, we won it. What do we notice? One down below me. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's start to think about that. And this is a big dynamic that we just noticed, is me grabbing the stims and also me grabbing the perk package before. Like, I know that I'm good on loadout guns, but a lot of you guys don't pay attention to your plates. You don't pay attention to your cash. You don't pay attention to your lethals and tacticals. Like, that's a big dynamic right there that a lot of you struggle with. Kind of those checks throughout the game of, like, what do I still need? One enemy flying above. So, hey, let's go take that 1v1 gunfight, right? I know he's flying in. He only has 2 plates. He, you know, yep, down below there. He only has 2 plates. He may or may not have a gun. I'm not sure. Let's go anticipate around this right side here. But what's the biggest thing to remember? Don't forget about that second enemy, right? Remember that second enemy was close by somewhere. So we replate, and we go back out, and we start to think about this re-engage right here. Yeah, he's down below. Watch the re-challenge. Nice. Just a little bit of hip fire before we ADS right there for the execution. So just like that, guys, we're up to 12 kills. And what do you notice? Always working away towards our next fight. Sure enough, he's above me. We're going to go ahead and take a look. And now where do we go? Let's always work our way towards that next fight. How many of you guys in this moment go, oh, I broke him. I now know that I can loot up. Let me go ahead and loot. Oh, what perk package does he have? Ooh, I wonder if he has a stim. Ooh, I wonder what gun he... Like, no, guys, just I'm okay. I walk by precision airstrike. It drives people nuts, but, like, you stopping to loot allows those enemies to fly back in, at which point now they're closer together, and now they're stacking. Didn't know he was in there. Almost got caught off guard, but we go ahead and re-challenge. Sure enough, what do you notice? One enemy's above us somewhere floating around here. Like, those little decisions that you make are why you get stacked on so often. I know there's a team up here at Grandma's. I know there's one flying in over this way, so I got to be really, really careful right here. And look, this is a tough situation, guys. When we talk about play style and our gameplay strategy and our decision making, I think the most important thing to understand is take your one. It all starts with information. If you have a 1v1 fight, take it head on. Take your 1v1, learn to hit shots, learn to use your movement, win that gunfight. When we start getting into fighting outnumbered, that's when our pace has to slow down. You know, if it's multiple enemies or we're unsure, we have to slow down and play positioning. This is why. This guy gets camera'd. This guy gets camera'd, but it doesn't matter because enemy number 4 showed up, right? I'm playing quads here. So there's 1, there's 2. I make a nasty play on this guy, there's 3, and sure enough, there's 4. So that's why when we don't have the information about how many people it is, we've got to slow it down. And we can play our close quarters positioning. Remember the situation I mapped out in Control where like, hey, I kind of play this angle so that I can kind of see multiple different things, but I still have cover. I can play the outside of Grandma's there and shoot inside and potentially give myself that advantage. And all it takes, guys, is 1 kill, at which point we get the info. Notice this guy right here. Let's talk about the regain. This guy on the rooftop right here, obviously just watching my loadout. Watch how I play this here. Notice that I'm going to land close. I catch him, so I'm like, oh, I'm in a tough spot here, but I'm just going to kind of bait him to chase me. Like, I know that I can rotate over to loadout, and this is an important lesson to learn, guys. You don't have to land directly on loadout. You can land close by and rotate over. Also, watch how I switch up my angle here, right? So on his minimap, he just saw where I shot, so I'm just going to switch it up a little bit. Yep, catch him off guard. There's kill number 15, and notice that his teammates are obviously up at Grandma's and whatnot. So now we can go ahead. Let's go ahead and grab our loadout here, and we're in a good spot. How many of you caught the enemy at living quarters? Because I did. This guy right here. See this guy? Right there. Just a little bit of movement. That is why when you see me go into big living quarters here, you're going to see me play a little bit more patient. I'm going to play a little bit more positioning. I don't know how many it is. I don't know if it's 1 or 4. Or 2 or 3, I don't know. So we're just gonna try to play a little bit more patient, see what info we can find. Real quick, by the way, guys, if you haven't already, like, you've made it this far already, I hope you found some value. If you have, take a second, make sure you are subscribed down below. My whole goal is just to help you become a better player. I'm just clearing, guys. And this is a big dynamic. A lot of you guys don't know how to clear buildings. Clearing is just process of elimination. Is he in that corner? Nope. Is he in this corner? Nope. And we just kind of keep working through. Throw that loadout for the regain. Pop UAV. We have 2 enemies over to my right side here. So let's go ahead. We get the knock. Now the knock is going to give us the thirst. Now I am looking at this enemy. I'm watching which way this enemy's moving to, okay? We have him on the UAV. So let's watch which way he's moving to. We kind of see him there. We see him starting to work our direction. There's the thirst. We see him working our direction more. Like, I clearly know that this guy's pushing over towards me. Remember what I said about... Oh, I love this play, okay? So this guy's over here. This guy knows that I'm floating around. This enemy is the one I'm going to catch off guard right here, right? Because he has no... There's not a thought in his world that I know that he's pushing from this direction. So pretty easy down in thirst. Now notice we have multiple. And this is where, guys, when we have multiple, we've got to slow it down and play our positioning. Because you're not going to be able to get away with this. Unless it's a bot lobby, guys, you're not going to be able to get away with just finessing a full team. And look, I get caught. You know, I probably play a little too over-aggressive here, not reloading, obviously. But, you know, I'm able to get this guy, and sure enough, exactly what I told you. Eventually, if you give them the opportunity, they're gonna stack. Like, they're gonna stack, guys. It's gonna happen. I took out 1 or 2 of them, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I gave them enough time to get back together, and they took advantage of it. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to drop on loadout. This is pretty aggressive, but my thought is get right back into this building right here, right? Let's go ahead and work our way back. Let's get our respawn back, and now we can go ahead and engage. This time, though, we're going to play a little bit of positioning, okay? Like, now I'm going to slow down here. I'm trying to find an angle here to be able to get it down or something. By the way, guys, we still got to talk about this clutch. This clutch is actually insane here. Back behind me, right? So we use that information. That's the information that I'm acting on right there. I hear one back behind me, so let's play positioning, right? Back to positioning. Why? Because it's multiple enemies. I don't know where they are. We get the knock. Let's go ahead and push in. A little bit over aggressive here to get the thirst, but why do I push in? Because I have the smoke, right? So I have the smoke that I can use to finesse all around here. So I'm going to go ahead, try to get it. I can't quite, and then we're right back into big control here to play positioning because it's multiple. You know, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I have to dance on them and just constantly finesse kind of those high risk, low reward situations. We're just going to play angles here. I'm just kind of waiting, trying to find it. Eventually, they want to kill me, right? I want to kill them. They want to kill me. So they're going to peek it, right? Or they're going to make a mistake. There's something's going to happen that I can take advantage of. One guy flying in above, right? Here it is. This is the mistake, right? So that gives me the information. Fortunately, there's a counter UAV up. Gotta love a good old counter UAV. So I'm just going to still play positioning here. Now, one big thing to mention, guys, is like this isn't camping because I'm playing positioning to ultimately move. Like I want to get out of here. I want to go act on information, but I can't put myself out in the open. So camping is when you sit in a spot, you have no intention of moving. Positioning is when you do it to open up a fight or because you can't put yourself in a bad situation. Down, look at the enemy pushing up right behind me here. So I challenge a little bit of an aggressive play. We kind of dance around each other here, but I'm going to play very aggressive in this moment. Slide around the corner. Sure enough, look at minimap right here. Look at the minimap. One enemy down below, so I got to be very careful of that guy. But I'm watching him. Like, I'm watching that minimap to see what he's doing. Let's go ahead and push through. Anticipate. I have no idea where he went. I think he ended up staying down low. Now I know he did because I already cleared this floor. Let's go challenge around the corner. Perfect. And respawn is disabled. So, wait, we're not done yet. This guy caught me off guard, but we're able to win the one. And this is where when you start to win ones, guys, when you start to be able to win your 1v1s, one above me. Quick reload and we challenge. Biggest thing there is the hip firing, guys, to win those in close quarters. So respawn is disabled, guys. Obviously, no more flying back in unless there's a jailbreak, so I really want to slow down. In terms of your positioning, be very, very careful of the Car 98. So I'm very hesitant to play the top of rooftops anymore, especially if somebody has high ground still in play. So like somebody could be tower here, you know, technically this building right here, headquarters is still high ground, at which point they have an angle on me to headshot me. So I'm very, very careful about being too over aggressive. I'm over aggressive here. I don't know why. This was probably a mistake. I get away with it, but definitely not a great play. And you're going to see me immediately retreat right back in. And the biggest thing I notice here on the minimap is I have room to chill here. Like, I have room to just kind of hang out. Lunch backside. PA. Now, those guys have to get to me. So I know I can just kind of hold. Yep. He's going to buy teammates back dead. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking, trying to see if I can hold anybody. Low risk, high reward kills right there. Yeah, I have plenty of cover. I see this guy jump into the building. What do you notice about this building right here is it's not in circle, right? Look on the minimap. That building is not in circle right there, so I know he has to push out. Yeah, one down below me. We're just going to see if he pushes up. If he pushes up, I'm going to catch him off guard. Yes, I saw that tempered vest. No, I don't grab it. Guy bought back, so I know that this guy's got to push out. Now, this play... Yeah, let's get this kill first, and I'll talk about this next play. This is a tough one, guys. I'm not going to pause this at all throughout. I want you to pay attention to where all their enemies. Look at the circle pull here. Just another brutal circle pull if you are subscribed. I've just been nonstop getting them. I'm just going to go. Like, I'm just going to commit, and my only thought is just get out of this situation and get closer towards circle. Right? Watch. We're just high alerted left. This enemy. Re-challenge. Straight ahead of me. High alerted. This guy. Right side, left side, right side, shot right side, stim, positioning, back off, doesn't challenge, right? Now I'm gone. Now I'm gone. Like, I don't even care about those guys. I just want to be in circle with cover. That's really what I want to focus on at this moment. I'm never going to survive a 1v7, right? A team of 4 and a team of 3 or whatever the numbers are, trying to finesse intense. It's never going to happen. So I'm going to back off. I'm going to focus on my endgame positioning here. And by the way, that decision and execution of me getting to here is what's going to win me this game. Downed. Don't worry about the thirst. Worry about the other 2 enemies pushing right here. There's one. Obviously, we saw number 2 behind. So immediately finesse, right? We're just going to finesse a little bit. We're going to work back towards our positioning. What do you notice here? I can play this little sliver right here. I can play this little sliver. I'm not going to give this up, though. I'm not giving it up. I can play this little sliver here in control. What are we at, by the way? 29? Yeah, 29. I still want to worry. There's people down below me here that got to push somewhere. So this is how I kind of just play this positioning, right? We're just going to play a little bit of positioning there. A little bit of positioning allows us to get that kill. Look at circle pull, which means I can stay. But I don't want this to drag on, okay? So 6 circle is the last one that pulls. So the longer this drags, the harder it is going to get. So I make a very calculated endgame decision here, which is I know there's one above me because I can hear the sniper, okay? He's sniping. He's not below me. He's not on my level, so he's got to be above. So real quick, I'm going to go gas mask, okay? UAV, PA. Pop UAV, PA. Now, that gives me the information, right? Remember, I said all of our decisions are based on information. One above, okay? One above right here, but look at this. Look at these guys, okay? So watch what I do. I'm going to PA right here. Look at the PA. Look at where the PA goes. PA kind of splits the circle in half. Now, I can push around this way, and these guys all have to kind of face my direction. They all have to kind of look at me because they're right in the path of the precision airstrike. 1. That guy's worried about the guy on the roof. 2. Now, what I'm worried about in this moment is going to be the guy on the roof. I know that I need to go take out this guy on the rooftop here. Now, as I'm doing so, right there, it turns into a 1v2. So I know the situation that I'm in. I'm in a really good spot here. There's number 1. I get a little over aggressive for the thirst because I did not see enemy number 2. But now I know where he is, and now we're just going to put the pressure on. I have the advantage because he's broken. We're just going to go ahead, push in here, and we're going to clean it up. So, guys, I hope you found today's video helpful. Biggest thing right there with the 34 kills, 34 and 3, is notice the 1v1 fights. If it's multiple enemies or if you're unsure about how many enemies it is, we're going to have to slow down and play positioning as we approach. Of course, it does depend on your POI a little bit. Control, we're going to have to keep playing fast. Prison is a balance. You know, Nova 6 is a balance. So, guys, I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.